Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexandre Fellner. I'm head of direct sales here in Belgium, and I'm with Nathan, business advisor in business analyst, sorry, in Luxembourg. So we're here today to present you our new, brand new managing sports club in Odoo. It's a completely new industry that we put in place right before the audio experience. So before going to giving the floor to Nathan, I really quickly wanted to explain you why we decided to go and why we decided to put this industry in place for you guys and to help all the club sports and the soccer club to have features that will help them on their everyday job. So we had the chance 3 years ago to discuss with the RBFA. RBFA, for the one who doesn't know, who's not from the Belgium world, it's the football federation here in Belgium. Quickly, a few numbers. The way it's divided, in Belgium it's really complex. Huh? So we have the Flanders and then we have the Wallonian. So it's the same thing for the RBFA. So you have the Voetbal Vlaanderen, who takes over on the Flemish part of the Belgium, and then we have the SCFF, who takes over the German, Brussels, and Wallonian parts of Belgium. We will talk about the SAFF. That's the part that we're discussing today with. There are 200 members today, and it's 700, and they take care of 700 clubs. So why are we talking about the RBFA? RBFA, it's a discussion that we've been, like I said, about 3 to 2 years, to find a solution to help the clubs, so the amateur clubs, to professionalize, if you're on the way they work today. So you need to understand 700 clubs. We have like clubs which is really amateur with a few teams, and then we have clubs which is in the pro who has already a software in place. So to do that, we went through a few soccer team. We discussed with them to find a few pain points that we wanted to take, and that we put in pain points that we find a solution for. So the pain points today was the memberships and registrations. That to us and to with the RBFA, with the big one and the biggest pains that we have. So you need, like I said, we need to understand that's 200,000 members that register every year with a growth of 5 to 6% every year. So that means that 5%, so you have 5 more percent of members every year that one person in a club needs to register again with the federation, but also with their own system. And they need to follow up the payments, which we all know that sometimes it's a bit complex. Then you all know, for the people who do sports, you have the bar and the ticketing. After a good game, you like to go to a bar and to have a good beer, but and today, what we want to propose, those clubs and those sports clubs and the soccer club, is to find a way to manage professionally those bar club, but also the ticketing. So they have games every weekends. Today, like I don't know if you went to a game, hockey or soccer, there's one person with a white table which is waiting at the entrance who will ask you €4 or €6 to see the game. Can you imagine have 20 people in the same times coming for the tickets? But sometimes you have people who doesn't pay. So here we're going to the objective with Nathan is what we try to find a way to be more efficient also on that aspect. Then you have the sponsorship. You all know that's at one point you want sponsor to grow the teams, to grow the club, and the e-invoicing that we talked about for the people who's been there the 2 last day in the audio experience with PayPal and the rules, the European rules in that's going to be in place. Then you have the website, purchase management, but more important, the training planification, which is, we all know, a complex things to do. When you have like 10, 20, 30, 50, 60 team, to plan your training sessions, it can be hard. So here the objective is to find the solutions, and we found the solutions. I'm really thrilled that today we have a solution for those club sports and those the soccer club sports. So Nathan will incarnate a new club, the soccer club, the Skyline Football Club, and he will show you how he will manage his team and his club today with Odoo.
Thank you, Alexandre, for this introduction. So hello everyone, my name is Nathan Musanger. I guess you are all really excited to check out this new industry, so let's get to it. So the first thing you need to know, if you want to use an industry, you must activate it in the settings. So for that, you can go in the apps application. Here in the industries menu, you can look for the team sports industry or any other industry, and you can activate it in the configuration. Sorry, I just need to change the database. I made a quick mistake. All right. Apologies for that. Now we can start. So, as I was saying, this industry is already activated on this database, as you can see right now. So now you can, you know how to go if you want to install this industry if you look for it tomorrow. The team sports industry brings a whole new application called Teams. So on this new application, you can handle your players, your coaches, your volunteers, and the different teams that you have in your club, such as the first team, the second team, and the young players team. So let's say, for example, we want to plan training for the goalkeepers of our team. As you can see on the screen, we have all the different players of each team, and we can filter by a specific role, a specific position by players. So let's say now we want to look for the goalkeepers. We have now all the different goalkeepers in each team, and if we want the goalkeeper only of the first team, we can also do it. So the head coach, Didier, told us that there was a new player coming in the club, but it's a secret for now, so don't tell anyone. So Dembuz is going to join the club next season. So he will be playing in the first team, and he wants to play with the jersey number 10. But maybe there is already another player having this jersey number. So we're just going to check right away. So in the first team, we can look for the jersey number 10, and we can see that there is not any other player having this jersey already, so it's fine. Now we need to assign his position on the field. So Dembuz is a striker, and this is it for now. One of the main pain points that sports clubs have in general is to generate the payment requests for the football or any other sports licenses. So we've made this quite convenient now in Odoo. So let's say we want to generate the payment request for the first team players. Let's select each one of them. And with this button here, we can just, in one click, send them their contribution request. Here we can define a tag with the number of the season. So it's really convenient because you can see right now on the right part of the screen that we'll have the historical information on which season each player was in the team or not. So let's say now we want to send the contribution for Adrien Moreau, for example. We can now, we can now generate the invoice that can be sent to Adrien Moreau by email, for example. So we can just here confirm the invoice and then send it to Adrien by email. So you can see, really, in just a few minutes, you can create the different contribution requests for all the players of each teams and send them by email quite easily. But now, the second thing, after this is done, you need to check if the payment has been made or not. So for this, we have a specific filter. And we can see that, for example, Baptiste Robert has overdue invoices. So this means we need to send him a reminder. Of course, the reminders can be configured automatically. Let's say 5, 10, 15 days after the due date. But in this case, we just want to send a manual reminder. So let's do it. We can do it right away by email. And so we'll make sure that Baptiste will pay his football license. So now in the coaches team, there is Didier. So Didier has been working with us for following years now. But he only received his coach license really recently. So he sent us the documents by email. And we want to store these documents easily in the system. So we can upload the document. There it is, his coach certificate. And then, as you can see, we can store as many documents as we want and get back to it in the future at any moment, which is super convenient. No need to print everything and store it in the football club. Now let's say it's the beginning of the season. We want to gather all the different volunteers for a briefing to explain them what will be the goals of the season and what will be their actions expected. So we can just send them an email to every volunteer at once. I have already pre-configured an email template that you can still modify if you want, which invites all the different volunteers to the first briefing. Now that we have created our different players, the coaches, and the volunteers, we need to plan the training sessions. So let's do it through the events application. We're just going to create a new event called Training First Team. For now, we'll plan the trainings for the beginning of September until the end of the year. We won't go further because we don't know when the coaches will be available for now. There it goes. We'll activate the multiple slots feature, because obviously, there will be multiple training sessions. Here we'll put the visibility to via a link. This means that the head coach Didier will then send the program of the training sessions by email to their players, and it will be only accessible to the person with the link. We're then going to activate a specific product for the training registration, set the price to 0, because obviously they won't pay to access their training, and we'll set the maximum per slot to 1 so that a player cannot register himself and another player. Now that this is done, we want to plan all the different slots during the season. So for the first team, they have their training sessions from 8 to 10 p.m. And they have it on Wednesdays and Fridays, if I'm not mistaken. So as you can see, it's really convenient. You don't have to click each time on each slot. You can just drag and drop, and the slots will be activated. So now I just made a mistake on Thursday, but I can really easily, in one click, same, drag and drop, and it disappears. So now, okay, it's fine. We have the training sessions for the first team, but we have also other teams, obviously. So through the menu here, slots, you can see with the different color fields, the different training sessions per team that has been planned. Now that the training sessions have been planned, one thing that really matters and that is really important for the football club is the visibility on the internet. I am a huge football fan, and I travel in foreign countries to watch some football games. And I'm always surprised by the quality of the website. I mean, the bad quality in general with the websites of the football clubs. Even in the professional teams, in second division, etc., it's not always that good. But now with Odoo, this is not going to happen anymore. So you can see we have now a quite professional lookalike website that we can easily configure. So let's say we want to tell the world, now you can talk about it, that the new player Dembuz is going to join the team. We can just in a few clicks create a new article so that everyone on the internet knows that the player Dembuz is coming. So maybe we'll find another image so that it looks like a bit more nice. Okay, perfect. We can save. And as you can see, in just a few clicks, you can add an article, which is super convenient. Now, people can also register themselves for the game days. So here I am connected as an administrator, so you can see on the right part, there are some events that are unpublished. So anybody coming on the website won't see these events. But let's say for the Genk game that's coming in the following weeks, we want to open the registration. We can just click on it. And in a few seconds, there it is. Now this event will be published on the website, and anybody can take their ticket for the game. Of course, you can have some merchandising products to offer. If the fans want to buy a jersey or a scarf, it's really easy. We have some dedicated talks on this, so I won't spend too much time on this topic. And where it is interesting, it's that you can now display on a specific menu the different players that you have on each team. So, but wait, Dembuz is not appearing on the screen, so we'll just go back on the Teams application, onto his profile. Now that he's in the team, he of course have his own image, and we can now publish his profile onto the website. Again, just in one click, published. And now if I go back onto the Teams menu, Dembuz is now appearing. So you can see it's really easy to navigate onto the website and to have a professional lookalike website. Now that we have a good visibility on the internet, there are some games coming. So for that, we need to make sure that we have enough beverages and snacks to give to the fans. So first of all, we want to know how many stock quantities we have left. So for that, we can go into the products view. And you can see on the right, we have the quantity of each product available. But here I want to buy all the different products for which I don't have any more in stock. So I can see that for Coke, Fanta and Schweppes, we are completely out of stock, so we need to make a new purchase order. So let's create a new one together. Okay, so we'll create a new purchase order for Odoo distribution for the 3 products that are out of stock. All right, there it is. And now I want to make sure that I buy at the right price. So I want to create a comparison between two vendors that I have. So I will just create here an alternative with my order vendor, Lux Beverage. There it goes. And you can see now, in just a few seconds, you have the view for each product with the price for each vendor that you have. So I can see now easily, for example, for the Coke, that Euro Distribution is quite cheaper. So I will choose this product for Eurodrink. But for the Fanta, for example, it's more cheaper with Lux Beverage. So I can really play and adjust each purchase order with each vendor, which is quite super convenient. And if I go back now onto my order, you can see that the quantity has now been set to 0 for the products that were not, at the best price. I can now send my purchase order to the vendor, and like this, you will always make sure to buy at the best price and avoid making unnecessary costs for the club. But of course, now we need to have some money. So I want to create an invoice for one of our sponsors that want to help us during the year. So we'll just create an invoice together with the company Groupe Deschamps. They want to sponsor us. We have 3 sponsoring offer available, but they are quite nice. So we'll offer them we'll not offer, we'll grant them the sponsorship gold. So we can now just confirm the order and send it. So you can either send it by email or via PayPal, which will make sure that you comply with the electronic invoicing regulation that will be mandatory starting 1st January 2026 in Belgium. So I can now send the invoice right away via email and via PayPal. So it takes some time, all right. And now let's say that Partner de la Gare, for example, we have sent them an invoice a few weeks ago, and we have now received the payment. So we can just set this invoice to paid right away. And you can now follow on which sponsors need to make their payments or not, which is quite super convenient. And then last but not least, it's game day. So we are receiving our rival at the stadium. So we want to open our shop in front of the stadium to sell some tickets and some foods and beverage to the fans. So there it goes. So we have one of our most loyal fans called Clara Garcia. So I can look for her profile here. Clara wants to come at the game and buy a scarf and just a beer for her and her friend. We can now process with the payment. She can now either pay in cash, card, or customer account. Customer account, which means that she will not pay right away, but in most cases during the game, people come at the beginning or at the halftime, they order some beers, and they pay just at the end. So this is what we'll do right now. We will just make the order, and Clara will come back at the end of the game to process with the payment. There are also now 5 persons coming in to buy some tickets. So we just add 5 tickets here. We can confirm. We're just going to process with the payment right away. They're going to pay by card this time. And we can validate the payment. Now let's say that the game has been on, and of course we won the game. So Clara comes back at the end of the game to pay her overdue invoices. All right. So I can go back again on the profile of Clara. And you don't have to keep on the paper the number of products and the price that Clara needs to pay. It's already registered in the system. So we know that Clara needs to pay these 27 euros. And we can now process with the payment. And you can see customer account is not anymore available as a payment method. So we can now pay by card and validate the payment. There it goes. And then at the end of the game, you can obviously close the register, close the shop. And before doing that, you can generate a daily sale report, which is quite convenient because you have the summary of all the sales that you made during the day with the details of each specific product. So I will now let Alexandre conclude.
So thank you, Nathan, for this amazing presentation. So maybe to go back and to summarize a little bit what we saw. So we saw how to manage your members, how to manage your coaches, but also how to manage your referees now today with the team members applications. But not only that, we look at how to easily create your training session and to give a link to the website for people to manage their trainings, but also to go to those trainings and not to use WhatsApp or Facebook anymore, and to have something really clean and really proper. Then the bar and the ticketing. So we saw today that even clubs, American clubs, can have access to a real point of sales to manage the bar, but not only the bar, not only the beer and the hot dogs, but also the ticketing and the games. And then the purchase. You know, like today, like if you sometimes go to clubs, that they have to go to the stocks, count manually. Today they don't have to do it with Odoo. And they can even for bigger events to look to the different prices with the different vendors, and then look for the best pricing. And then the website. Why an Amala club shouldn't have a proper website or a really good facade to attract new members also. And then the invoicing, we all know, like we talked a lot during the OXP, the invoicing in Belgium that is going to be legal in 2026 January. So to conclude, we today have a solution. We have an amazing solution integrated for the clubs, not only the soccer clubs, but for every clubs. To help them to gain time, to gain money, to be able to finally focus on their own members and make the clubs grow, and let's say for the soccer or football to maybe go professional at one point. Something that we wanted to say also is that it's not only theory today. You know, like sometimes you come with a new industry, you say like we have something for you, but this time we came with an industry that we already put in place. So we really thrilled today that this industry has been already put in place for one of the clubs, D2 clubs in Luxembourg, FC Wilts. Sorry for the pronunciation. And they're using it today. It's Nathan who implemented the solution last month, or this month?
Yeah, a few months ago.
A few months ago, and they're super happy with it. So again, like we said, it's not something that we just put in place and then we show you. It's something that we tried and we already have clubs using it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for not falling asleep, since I know a few of you had a few drinks yesterday with us. And have a great end of the Odoo experience. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you. We'll now answer some of your questions, if you have some.
If you have questions. On peut aller directement dessus, en fait.
I will look for it.
On peut aller directement dessus. Ah oui. Maybe before even answering the question, since we still have a bit of time, people, for in Belgium, for example, they have the kickoff, which is the federation's membership licenses. So one of the questions, if there's clubs, would say like, how do I like take those members, automatically put it in Odoo? What we found out is like they use a template that you can use in Odoo. So so the easy way to work is just to export the information from the kickoff application that the Federation of Belgium is using, and then import easily in one click into Odoo.
So we have one question. Is there maintenance cost associated with this industry? And if yes, how to get rid of them?
So it's a good question. So there will be maintenance costs. However, like I said, there's a discussion with the ACFF and RBFA. So right now, there's nothing that's been said and put in place yet. So it's in discussion. So we'll see if we're going to put these developments into the standards. But we will give you the information and we'll send you all the information when we have a bit more information about the maintenance cost.
Is the RBFA using the industry manual you're presenting?
But the objective of presenting it today was to first show the RBFA because they're with us today, but also it's yes, they're not using it yet because we work together to put this industry into place. So the objective is, yes, for the RBFA, at one point, or the Amelai Club, for the Wallonian, Brussels, and Germanophone aspect to use it. And if it works, let's see, and let's hope that it will go for the Flanders aspect, the Flemish part of Belgium.
We now have another question which I can answer. Can I use it for my hobby horse club? So yes, you could, but you just need to make sure that the flows and the business needs that we've discussed right now are aligned with the ones you encounter in the day-to-day of the hobby horse club activity. So yes, you could.
Yeah. So like we said, first the idea. So the idea came from the. The idea was from. It's the last question. It's more the time. Sorry. So the idea was to put an industry. The idea came from a need from the RBFI and the football club. However, the objective is to be able to use for any kind of club. So if you play hockey, if you do horse riding, if you have rugby, basketball, the objective is to do it. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.